So it's currently about 6 p.m. in Bali time, and we just closed a $3,000 AI automation client, and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like when it comes to delivering and how we close the client. And before we jump into it, here's my Stripe account of the $3,000 actually hitting, plus them sending an extra $200 for their subscription. So specifically, we religiously run ads in our agency ScaleAgents. So how we actually got in conversation with this person, specifically they run in the medical niche. So we're building out a medical voice and text dialer and appointment setter for their company. So they came from our ad campaigns from one of these 5 winning creatives that we spend $120 a day on. That is our current ad budget. And throughout the last few months, we've just slowly been increasing our ad budget more and more every single day. But they came through, of course, our funnel opt-in page qualification and eventually just booked in on our sales calendar for our closer. Our closer had one discovery call with them and they were super interested off the gate. Something that we do in the agency is we don't necessarily like to take client payments on the first call, just because we need to gain a little bit more information about the client. So what we do is we do a 2-call close, meaning we set up a second meeting that's essentially the onboarding and closing meeting. So in that meeting, we just take payment and essentially just figure out all the service agreements that are going to be in the contract when we actually move forward with the client. So that's honestly something that I want to jump into heavily in this video, is going to be drafting up service agreements, what exactly should be in your contract so that you're bulletproof when it comes to legalities, but also to make sure as an agency owner, you're not taken advantage of. You don't want clients to randomly refund you, even though you deployed all the work and you get screwed over. So it's important that you're laying out the scope of work, the deliverables of the actual AI and automation that you're building, but also the timeline, milestones, and what exactly the client is going to get. So let's say you get a refund 30 or 60 days down the line. You have all the living proof and contracts to show that you actually fulfilled for the client and that you are going to win the dispute. Additionally, payment terms, that's so important when you're drafting up contracts. You don't want clients to be like, oh, I thought it was way less, when you're like, you signed the contract and inside the contract it was $3,000 up front plus a $250 a month subscription. So additionally, what we do in our agency is going to be support and maintenance when it comes to the monthly recurring charges after we do our build fee of $3,000. So in there, we mention exactly what they get in support and maintenance. That way we just don't have clients taking advantage of us and asking too much of us. For example, once they're in the monthly recurring model, they can't just say, hey, I need a new AI build for another business that I own. We've had that question tons, and it essentially makes no sense because that's what we charge the $3K for. That's just when it comes to standards and the service agreement itself. You essentially are just laying your ground rules of what you can and can't do with our agency. And that's so damn important on day one before you even start building for the client. So like I mentioned, the client that we closed is in the health and Medicare space, and we're building an SMS and voice AI appointment setter for their companies. ScaleAgents, our agency, strictly builds AI appointment setters. And with that, we build custom dashboards to show analytics of our AI in action that's performing for them as well. And they get their own company branding and logo, and so it looks really cool. They essentially have, for our clients, they have their own essentially software platform where they have their own logo, designs, and their AI working in action. They can just kind of see what their AI is up to. Additionally, we have a $250 a month retainer. That's just so if any changes they want with the AI, let's say 6 months from now, or any issues happen with the AI, they're paying us so that we can instantly change that and fix that for them. Another thing is going to be timeline of the build. So on day 0, of course, it's about closing and onboarding the client. And a piece of advice, don't start a build until you've gotten payment. The amount of times we've had people claim that they're going to pay us and they just expect us to start building, that's just not how it works. You should be getting the money and then start building whatever deliverables you promise them in their service agreement. So days 1 and 7 are just the build phase, so building the SMS and voice AI dialer for them. And then from day 7 to 14, it's our testing and QA phase, where we're essentially stress testing the AI for all functionality to make sure the AI is performing well. And by day 14, we're going to live and roll out into their company. And from then, it's just about doing ongoing maintenance and support to make sure the AI is running perfectly for the company. So specifically with our clients that we always do when it comes to people paying our price point of $3,000 and above, they always get a custom dashboard with their own company branding and logo. So this is an example of our ScaleAgents base version, but they would get their own logo and be able to see their AI analytics in action. And one thing I want you to kind of take away from this video is going to be the service agreement stuff. We've gotten burned from clients in the past where we didn't set expectations and they're essentially become like beggars. They're asking for so many edits. Hey, can you build me a website as well? Like what? Like that's not in our service agreement. So they think you're gonna be this yes man, and that's just something you need to lay down in the line contract wise, so you don't have those flaky clients try to make some crazy claims that never happen. But yeah, another thing is, this client being in the medical niche, we've only worked with about 5 medical clients, and the reason is it's because of HIPAA compliance. HIPAA compliance is just a whole thing when it comes to the AI automation space, but also just any service when it comes to working in medical is that you have to be HIPAA compliant, meaning you have to be smart with your data. You can't be showing your data in any back-end workflows. Essentially, what I mean is that your data has to be completely sealed just because of patient-doctor confidentiality. So in this deal, we had to be really smart about how we were actually building out the automations. That way we were HIPAA compliant. But I will say, if you're currently in AI automation or you're thinking about getting an AI automation, and you're selling to the health and Medicare business, there are a lot of pros in getting into the industry just because not a lot of people are going to be HIPAA compliant when it comes to their data. So that being said, if you are thinking about selling to the health and Medicare niche, just make sure you know that you are HIPAA compliant, you know the legalities of that space. But the upside is there's not as many people in it, which means lower competition, which in result means that you could probably make a fuck ton more money. But yeah, that's exactly kind of the game plan of how exactly we've landed this new $3,000 AI client. And if you have any questions when it comes to closing clients, or you need help with any type of client acquisition, or you just wonder what exact services that we sell in our own agency, ScaleAgents, and how we're consistently doing between $30,000 and $50,000 a month, you can message me down below on Instagram, or you can just click the link down below. We have a partnership program where we help other AI automation agencies launch their own AI offers, but then we also help you do the service delivery, because that's a whole thing when it comes to AI automation. People struggle with actually building the automations and how to build automations that are worth thousands of dollars. So yeah, if that's something that interests you, go ahead and click the link down below and check it out. Anyways, this is kind of just a quick little video I wanted to make. Yeah, but I'm about to go to head to dinner with a bunch of other entrepreneurs. Some of them are also running similar marketing / agency type business models. But yeah, in the next video, I'm probably going to do a case study of how we've been doing $10,000 weeks while I've been able to travel here. Like right now, example, I'm in Bali and I'm going to be here for a month, and we're likely going to move somewhere else next month. But the point is that we're able to make all this money and still be on the move, be anywhere we want in the world, and still make as much as money that we possibly can. Yeah, but if there's anything you want to take away from this video, run ads for your agency, because that's how we close this client. Have your service agreements absolutely dialed and sealed so that you don't have any issues with clients later down the line. And also, when you're actually building your automations, make sure you're testing it before you go live with the client. That way you don't have any issues when it becomes go live day for your AI automation clients. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next video.